to some place where it doesn't assure them not getting divorced.
Well, that's
It
one
only hang on. It only helps mitigate the risk. And it's like, but that's my argument. My argument is that these groups are already mitigating risk. Why is it that you shouldn't be gravitating towards the groups which mitigate risk when that's your advice to men now?
great. So what we're saying then is Kentucky mitigates the risks better than Christianity.
No, it doesn't.
Apparently.
No, it assists with a de-incentive, but if you were a Christian in Kentucky, then your risk would be mitigated by double.
We're going back to the ought to, in a perfect world for Christians.
No, descriptive is right this second. If it's the case that it's lower than the national average overwhelmingly, which it is, and then you combine that with disincentives for women from the state, it sounds like it's a very low risk endeavor, right, Rich?
It's a high enough risk that it's not worth any man to live in a way that looks like marriage to the government. I mean, like, even
but you just said to move to a place where
for a second, Andrew.
I'm so confused.
You gotta let me talk sometimes too, okay?
I've been letting you talk.
In heavy Eastern Orthodox countries like Russia, the narrative is still women get 80% of custody orders, right? This is across the world. This isn't just in North America. This is how we see family courts and religion apply to men and women's lives. And the whole point of a marriage, the whole point of marriage and children, you would say what? To pass on your name, pass on your DNA, to name your sons, to leave a legacy behind? What would you say it is?
Well, it depends on the worldview. From the Christian worldview, we feel that there's a commandment to do so, to multiply and to get, and for the most part, for most men to get married. Not every man's called to do that, but generally speaking, most of them seem to be. They seem to want to be with a woman. They seem to want to have children with that woman, and they're commanded to do this. From a secularist perspective, or a non-Christian or a non-religious person, it seems to vary based on things like you mentioned, perhaps legacy, perhaps they have different incentives for why it is that they want to do that. I couldn't begin to tell you all of them, because secular marriage to me is bizarre. It makes no sense. I don't know. I don't even understand it. But I do want at least
doesn't make much sense in general.
I think marriage does make sense in general.
Not really. I think, it fails most of the time.
It doesn't fail most of the time. That's a lie. It doesn't. It doesn't.
When you look at the data around the people that
show me the data that marriage fails most of the time. Let's start with that.
With what? Sorry.
The data that marriage fails most of the time.
Yeah. So when you look at the data on people that live in a way that looks like marriage, so there was a study done. Aaron and Acevedo covered this. The effects of love on long-term relationships. And